The Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. The rights of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. 5 facts. Many aspects of the gun control issues are best measured and sometimes can only be measured through surveys, but the accuracy of such surveys depends upon respondents provided truthful answers to questions that are sometimes controversial and potentially incriminating. The United States had a population of 319 million people in 2014. Roughly 371 million firearms were owned by U.S. civilians and domestic law enforcement in 2014. Of these, about 146 or 39% were handguns. Civilians accounted for 90% of non-military gun industry reviews in 2012. Roughly 16,459 murders were committed in the United States during 2016. Of these, about 11,961 or 73% were committed with firearms. Uses for defense. A 993 nationwide survey of 4,097 households found that over the previous 5 years, at least 0.5% of households had members who had to use a gun for defense during a situation in which they thought someone almost certainly would have been killed if they had to use a gun for protection. This amounted to 100,000 such incidents per year. This includes all military services, police work, or work as a security guard. Based on a survey data from 2000 study published in the Journal of Quantitative Criminology, as civilians use guns to defend themselves and others from crime at least 100,683 times per year. This shows that there are a lot of the offensive uses for guns and not mostly for defensive uses.
Guns have forever changed the lives of so many people. Let me mention just a few of them. Hydea Pendleton, an honor student and inspiration to her friends. A walking angel, her cousin called her. She was taken from us 2 weeks ago. Hydea's family is here today. Ryan Mace, a student at Northern Illinois University with a warm heart, a bright future, murdered in her classroom by a man with a history of mental illness. Ryan's mother, Mary Kay, is here today. Blair Holt, 16 years and full of promise, killed while shielding his female friend from a gang member spraying bullets on a Chicago city bus. Blair's mother, Annette, is here today. Marcus Norris, who was hit in the face by a bullet that came through the wall of his house when he was 9 years old. Thank God Marcus survived, and we're blessed to have him here today. Chicago police officer Thomas Wortham IV, a true American hero who dedicated his life to serving his country and his community, killed by gang members with a straw-purchased gun. I attended his funeral service. Officer Wortham's family is here, and his sister Sandra will testify today. There are many more here in this room today whose lives and whose families have been changed by gun violence. I would like to ask,
why should this exception be limited only to retired law enforcement officers? Is it because we believe they have some special competency and training to use these weapons to defend themselves and others? Or is it because we think they and their families are worthy of special protection? I want to be clear. I think every law-abiding American has the right to choose how best to defend themselves and their families. That's why I strongly oppose this legislation. I wholeheartedly agree with the authors and the sponsors of this legislation that the weapons this bill would ban can and are used lawfully for self and family defense. So the purpose of the amendments, and I have a number of them that I will offer, is to highlight the dangers of a blanket ban and illustrate why we shouldn't prevent law-abiding citizens from owning self-defense weapons.
Well, I think that the Second Amendment to the United States is actually attached, or I should say is in some ways attached to the First Amendment, that is freedom of speech, freedom to bear arms. And I think that in fact, I'm absolutely for it. You know, that in fact, that if one were to give up the Second Amendment, you basically have given up the First, if a person really looks at those two laws. So yeah, I'm totally for it.